4?
4.
Okay. Hi. Welcome to Roll Initiative. This is our Tale of Chaos game. This would be, I think, part 4 in the series. Yeah. So during our last game, we went on a shopping spree for basically the entire game. Everybody came out with a little something. I like to reward the players in some way since we're starting at a higher level. Typically, you would have probably got something through a dungeon anyway. So now everybody's all decked out and mostly armored up. You got to meet up with a very interesting character by the name of Cassius Vex, who has asked the party to allow a meeting with Lolliot, the King of Heathcliff. Additionally, made friends with a bunch of people at a couple of shops, and I think where we left off, you were on your way to the military district. Yes, headed to the military district. So
Yeah,
we'll
we just entered.
Yeah, you literally just crossed the border. So in the area that you're in now, you can see cobblestone roads paved in a very cramped area. While most of the city appears to be planned, it may be that this was the first section of the town that was built. So all the houses are a little more cramped together, and it immediately gets warmer. You can feel a hot breeze. You hear steel singing in the distance. There's definitely a lot of smiths in the area working nonstop to provide the town with the armaments that it needs. Uh, you can see smokestacks, or not smokestacks, but smoke columns out in the distance. And just to the east, or no, south of here, is the harbor where Maybelline said that you could find her any time of day. So, yeah, we'll just begin there. The military district. Who wants to take point?
No, I guess we were still heading towards the smith from last time.
Yeah, you were trying to find a smith, right?
It was a specific shop, I thought. Let me see if I can't find anything.
It was the one with the gear, the special gear.
Oh yes, the Belgrade armor. They said you could get in the military district, but they didn't. As far as I remember, you didn't find the specific name of a shop or a smith who could craft it.
To be honest with you, I'm probably going to go with normal plate just so I can save the rest of the money for
plate mail can be quite expensive. And trying to get some masterwork plate mail armor would be a little more difficult. Okay, so I would like someone in the party to, we'll just make it a perception check. Let's try to find your way around.
There, I rolled.
You actually using the roller now?
I did it just to sate your hatred.
I don't exactly love the roller on this game. I mean, it's cool that it's there.
Oh, hey, I have proficiency with that, so that's 17 plus 2, so that's a 19.
See, there's the problem. Okay, a 19. Goodness gracious. Let me get all my dice out and ready to roll.
Hold my hand, ladies. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, for some reason, while you've been entirely oblivious to the things that were directly in front of you this entire time, as soon as you hear the anvils, hammer hitting the anvils, you know your way around.
He knows where
It's
the big
my
guys
people.
are.
half-naked, sweaty man.
Yeah.
And it's right by the harbor, so you know where the boats are. You know exactly where to find the seamen.
That's where all the fresh seamen come from. I call this the whorehouse.
For the sake of streaming, I do hope that this is marked mature for our viewers. It's probably not.
Nope, totally is not.
Oh, Zan.
It's
All right.
fine. Honestly.
So, You find your way to the military quarter, and with Michelle guiding the party, you can easily make it to a blacksmith. Um, the first place that you see, it's actually just a crowded quarter with a whole bunch of anvils, smiths, and apprentices working. It's out in the open air. There is a couple shops nearby that people are going in and out of, bringing things outside for their work, but it's just a big area where they're doing all this smithing. You see there a flag planted in the ground that anyone have religion, history,
Um,
just a
No.
proficiency in it, or no, neither.
Don't look at me.
Do you want one of us to roll it for it?
You can give me a check. It's not a high difficulty thing. I just
Yep, I've got Arcana
nope.
and Nature.
Nope. I don't know shit about this place.
Hold on. That is a. What is my bonus? You said religion?
History or religion?
yes.
Okay, it's the same. It is a 16.
Okay. The difficulty check was not high for this. It is a flag of a deity. It is a white banner with a golden sun and a face on the front. You recognize this as the symbol of Pelor, a lawful good entity. Or is he neutral good? At
The
any rate,
Dawnfather.
all hail the sun. Yeah. So it's big, pretty sun banner. The people here apparently follow Pelor. But yeah, there's lots of people hammering away, and there's one person in full plate mail bearing the tabard of Pelor, just kind of pacing back and forth. Uh, he has the banner on. He has curly black hair and a black beard, and he's just observing the entire process.
Am I doing the introduction or is somebody else? Because I mean, I walked everybody up here.
Well, I need some better armor than this.
Well, if you can't afford it, I'll help you out since you bought me all those stuff.
No, it's fine.
I need some better armor myself. I've got the leather armor all ripped to shreds thanks to those stupid beasts.
So, are we just gonna run up to a smith and talk to somebody? What's going on?
I'm just gonna yell, "Hey, any of you hot, sweaty men, can one of you make him some armor?" I would
Push
assume
him
we're
in the
close
dirt.
enough too. We're close enough to enough of them that yelling that might get somebody's attention.
Yeah. A hardy dwarf swings and misses the anvil. It seems you caught his attention. He just sets the blade down for a moment and turns and says, "Well, obviously you're in the right spot. Go in there." And he points at one of the shops. He goes back to hammering the steel while it's still hot.
Hey, Sirris, serious. The hot, sweaty dwarf over there said we were going.
I heard him.
The guy that's going back and forth with the religious tabard, and I'm just like, kind of mesmerizing, just a little bit. I wonder what he's up to.
How attractive did that dwarf look?
Not very.
God damn it. Like on a scale of 1 to 20?
On a scale
solid
of 1 to 20? Here, let's 4.
Oh, I don't know if he's my type.
He's been doing that for a very long
Oh,
time.
he's
probably
got
missing
blue-stained
fingers.
britches. Nope, I'm out.
His face is smeared with soot. He's drowning in sweat. His beard's all askewed and burned on one side. It looks like he's missing part of his ear.
And that all sounds good until you said he's a 4.
Yeah, he's not in good shape.
Okay. What'd you say that tabard was? Pelor?
Pelor,
Pelor, that's what
God
it
of the
was.
Sun. They're good, lawful good. Typically, paladins follow Pelor.
Yeah, well, I'll lean over to Xan'Tha, symbol of Pelor. Sun God.
So is he supposed to be a good guy?
More stuck up than good.
Oh, we're probably going to run
Templars.
into him.
You could argue that the Templars were good.
You could argue anybody's good.
Exactly. That's kind of my point. I mean,
They fought for
paladins
their
are
own means.
paladins.
So, let's go in there.
Okay, I've distracted you guys enough. I start shoving Sirris towards where we're supposed to.
Cyrus.
You bro. He was actually right.
Okay, so you are being shoved into this little stone and wood shack. Inside, you see. Actually, let me. There we go. You see a man with a long white beard, balding on top. Just look at the picture. You see this man working the bellows, and he kind of glances towards you and looks back at what he's working on and says, "What can I do for you?"
Full set of plate.
A full set of plate. How much time do you have?
We'll be here for at least a few days.
We have some plate mail finished, but if you would like to be fitted, we'll take more time.
How long are we talking?
You cannot rush perfection. Give me a week at least.
Do we have any?
We got a lot of time right now.
I mean, I don't know what your goals are, so you have as much time as you want.
A week's fine. How much?
How much? I think it's like 1,000 gold, right? For
Yeah.
a set of plate.
1,500 by the book.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Plate, 1,500 pieces. Yeah, he'll offer it to you for 15.
All right, I'll pay it. Does he
Don't
want me
you
to pay
want-
up front?
Don't you want some fancy plate?
He says, deposit now. 250 pieces. The rest when completed.
Hold on, let me see. Where did I have the sugar down at? Okay, I'll take out 3 platinum pieces.
Okay.
What
did you...
Just keep the 50.
I don't know what you used 40 platinum for. You did buy your bag of holding, right?
That was half my platinum.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess odds and ends it added up, right? Because the bag of holding was going to charge. No, that was how much it cost.
No, bag of holding was 50.
So
You got clothes, didn't you? I doubt they
Yeah,
costed that much.
I didn't get clothes though.
Oh, I thought you did.
I am not in charge of your assets. I don't know what you used it on. I just know that you took it away. That's okay. He takes the pieces and says, "Very good, thank you. We have you measured now." And he reaches into his leather apron and pulls out a measuring tape and begins to get some figures, jotting them down with a carpenter's pencil on a scroll. After a few brief moments, he says, "Good, we see you soon. What's your name?"
Sirris, Axlin. Or Axlis, I'm sorry. I wrote it down.
What happened to your
Axlis.
axe?
"Very good, we see you soon." Just go straight back to work.
God damn it.
Well,
What about weapons? I know you do armor here, but what about weapons?
You cut out, Zach.
I don't know if anyone has any knowledge of this, but based on the work he's doing, it looks like he's a farrier. He makes horseshoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's because he's gotten older. He just doesn't do the heavy work anymore. But that's what he's working on. As far as weapons, he points out the door and says, "Other building over there."
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Is he any good, or
Little boy. Um, he says, "Yes, we all work together. One guild."
and you just make armor and horseshoes?
I do the shoes now. I teach others the craft. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, so basically he's the leader of this
He's the master
armorer's
smith.
guild. Yes, and he is teaching many apprentices. He's sending you to the
it
weapon
actually still
master.
works that way today?
Yep.
'Cause my dad's actually a farrier.
Oh, he is sending you off now to someone who can forge weapons for you, a bladesmith.
Do you know any good leather merchants or makers?
He says, "Yes, we provide steel for the studded armors. There is one just north of here."
What's its name?
Let's see.
Pulls out DM book of random names.
More like pulls out DM overview of campaign.
You don't have one of those for this campaign.
Yes, I do. It's just short. It's like 2 pages.
Hold my beer, I can fuck that up.
Please don't.
Chaotic neutral.
Red saddle.
Ooh, why is the saddle red?
That's just
Chafing.
what it's called. The red saddle. Let's see. I'll put it in here.
What was the wax seal? What was that place?
The wax seal was the place where you went to get those scrolls. You met that grumpy old tiefling who was giving out the scrolls for curing disease.
I just wanted to list what the shop was.
So yeah, the red saddle. He does direct you over to the next building to get your weapons crafted. He says, "I have much work to do. I'll see you soon." And he
Thank you
just
very
goes
much.
back to his work.
What's the name of the shop we're in?
There is no name for this shop. There is no name for the shop next to it either. It's just
What?
the
What's your name, old man?
Madeli.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, there we go. I'm a FedEx guy. I mean, come on.
There you go. Madeli the blacksmith. And basically this whole court here, it's they're producing things for the army. So everyone who works here is a member of the blacksmiths guild, master or apprentice. They're all members of the blacksmiths guild. They sell to the locals, but mostly they're shoring up their armed forces.
All right, well, let's go get some shiny.
You guys can probably go get some shiny. I'm gonna go get some leather.
I'm going there next.
What, do you want a leather thong just so you can go,
He needs a special made sheath for his weapon, right? One of you, I know.
I need sheaths for basically all of my weapons. One so that I can hook my shield to my back, and then if I get a sword, so I can put my sword on my back into the sheath that holds the...
I was gonna say he needs a leather thong so he's able to get a grip.
As of right now, I carry 2 hand axes and a long sword. So
Just carry him.
I and a javelin, which just barely... It's all just fumbled into my backpack. It's
How
not
do you? How is a javelin just fumbled into your backpack?
I told you I can put
Have
it
you-
back.
Do you really want to know? Because I can send you some pictures of rucksacks that I've carried.
It's just like a foot of it is in there, and the rest is like shooting into the sky.
It's like, you know, a shit ton of straps, and it's just strapped into the bitch. Haphazardly and half-assed. So if I take too many steps, I gotta, like, jack that thing back up.
Okay.
I'm on a boat most of the time, man.
Okay.
I'm not used to this adventuring shit.
That's fair. That's fair. By the way, quick update on the other game. I'll get into that whenever we're through here. But anyway, so you are going to leave the party and go to the Red Saddle, or?
Oh, we plan on going there afterwards. It's not going to be a long trip. I just want to see what they have and ask prices.
I just want to get a longer sword.
Okay, so you head over to the other shop. Inside, you can see a number of people working, trying not to bump into each other or burn each other with red-hot blades. As you walk in, someone quelches a blade in a vat of oil and pulls it out and begins to examine it.
Before anybody talks. Which one of you sexy motherfuckers can make us some weapons? And I yell it as loud as...
You just get dead-eyed stares, like
I
people
turn
are
around and walk
staring
back out
needles
the door.
through you.
I just walk into a random building.
Just leave him alone. Like, we don't know him.
No, all of you or none of you? Because
Someone
now I'm
says,
excited.
a man says to you, who appears to be elven. He says, we can make mini blades here. What are you searching for?
I'm looking for a bigger sword than this one, and I pull out my long sword.
Ah, can you handle such a sword?
I can handle a lot bigger than this sword.
Jesus Christ.
I'm over at the door's archway. And
If
I'm
you
going,
give
I'm
me a
going,
chance to show you.
He says to you, what quality are you searching for? We do carry some Belgrade steel here.
I'm not. One that I don't have to sharpen all the time? One that can hold up to a good beating?
You may be interested in Belgrade steel if you have the coin.
Oh, I've got the coin.
We do have such a sword for 1,500 pieces.
I don't know if I have the coin.
Change your mind real fast.
Shit, what is that transfer? I've got 12 platinum and
50.
94 copper. Or gold.
How do you only have 12 platinum? What did you spend it all on?
He bought a bunch of
Clothes.
enchanted shit.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Pants and a shirt.
And some snazzy leather boots.
I mean, they were pennies compared to the pants and the shirt.
Ah, shit. I can spot you 3.
I don't want to burn you guys down realistically.
No, I'll spot you 3 platinum. It's not a big deal.
The question is, do you want to spend all of your money on this
Yeah,
one item?
that's where I'm at here. So what, DM? What's the actual difference between the Belgrade and the red?
Well, the blade that you just described, one that does not need to be sharpened, one that will not tarnish, one that will hold up to about anything, that's basically what you get. And it would do more damage. I can't say how much, but it would do more damage.
I mean,
I'll just deal with a regular one for now. Do you have one off the rack?
Anything on clearance while I'm here?
I mean, I'm not worried about clearance, but
maybe an apprentice didn't know what he was doing, and yeah. So if you're just looking for base grade weapons, you may view over here. We have many racks and shelves with many weapons, and basically anything you can find in the weapon category, simple or martial, they've got there.
okay. And then I pay the price of the whatever the book's got.
Fair market price.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know. That way I can start doing that. Well,
yeah, it's not.
I can be like, I'll go check the clearance rack. Do you want to start doing your dealing?
It's not always going to be like that, but this is a proper guild producing these items, so they pretty much have a set value.
Gotcha. You know, the farther we get from major civilization, the more market.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
You're trying to find a steel dagger in the tropics of Kamali to the northeast, it's probably going to cost you like 8 times more. So
Yeah, I gotcha. It's fine. I'll still have the longsword. So if this
Yeah.
thing breaks, it's whatever.
then you'll just have a short sword.
Well, I mean, a short sword and the longsword. I'm not selling the longsword I carry.
Okay, so yeah, you can get it at fair market price. Is there anything else
Okay.
that anyone needs to buy?
I look at Sirris. You're up. I'm gonna go check the clearance rack because I'm
At this point, I'm with them. I'm with them again.
Some daggers, a whip if you feel like doing that Castlevania thing.
I'm actually kind of interested in the Belgrade stuff just because of the way that you're describing it.
Okay.
This is something that's totally original, right?
Yeah, it's basically my take on masterwork.
What's a masterwork? I forgot what that translates to.
Anything from +1 to +4 damage.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And again, much more resistant, doesn't tarnish, that kind of stuff.
I mean, is it like Rust Monster resistant? Because that'd be sweet.
I mean, Belgrade steel is, in this world, it's what's used in every magic weapon as well. Not to say that all Belgrade steel is magic, but the process used to craft it makes it more susceptible to those energies. So, yeah,
Okay.
Belgrade is kind of like Valyrian. Think of it that
Okay.
way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely too rich for my.
I'll the smith that Michelle was talking to.
Yes. The elf. He's still kind of just
Yeah.
watching this giant man walk over to the rack.
How much for one of these? And I'll motion towards my halberd in Belgrade steel.
That is a large piece of steel, you understand. I mean, the process alone, I can't say that we craft many of those, but we do have some in stock.
We're gonna be here forever if you keep buying stuff and them having to make it. You know that, right?
It's not my fault they don't have anything ready.
I butt
Says
in at
we-
this point and I hand him 50 gold and I said, "I'll take this." And I hold
Okay.
up a great sword.
Very
Sorry,
well.
it seemed like a good moment to do that.
He says, we do have a Belgrade halberd. I don't know if you are one for stylings, but it was done by someone as kind of an art piece. It was acid washed.
Is
Well,
it still
hold up.
effective in battle?
Yes, of course. But have you ever seen those like acid wash blades, how they look all rainbow, like purples
Oh,
and
yeah.
greens and stuff? Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, no, I'm
Ooh,
going
it's
to go
a
throw it
rainbow.
in the mud or something.
You can't get rid of that, dude.
I know.
Just baste it in the blood of your enemies.
No,
But
that's
yeah, you're going to have a big shiny target. The whole blade of the halberd is acid washed.
it's a little too fancy for me.
It's the only one that's ready, though.
Yeah.
You can't ever get too fabulous.
And it would cost you about $2,000.
Okay, you can get a little too fabulous.
Now you got to consider you're asking for a large piece of Belgrade steel.
That's really low.
Well, that doesn't really affect the price. So
Yeah,
we'll
I know. I'm just thinking
It's going to be a little more artistic than your typical military grade halberd because it was a project piece.
I mean, will you knock anything off or mental distress?
Mental distress. I don't follow.
It's a little bit more colorful. What I was looking for.
both are mental distress to me.
Well, to be fair, it is more of a collector piece. You see the serpents curling the blade, and it is more of a collector's piece. The asking price is fair value.
Is there
We can
anything you can?
craft you another, but it will take some time.
No, no, that's fine. I'll take this one.
All right,
And
1,000.
I don't have anything to do with my halberd now, so I guess I'll sell it back to them.
Okay,
If they'll take it.
you can just take the value of your halberd out of the price.
It's probably as much as a great sword. I don't know. I have to look it up.
I have it right here. Let's see. Halberd, 20 gold pieces.
That's it.
It's might as well pay for 18.
Okay. You said 2,000?
Yep.
It's more than I wanted to pay, but I'll pay it.
Okay, so you now have a Belgrade halberd.
Do I get a complimentary cover for the rainbow bits?
Yes, you do. It has where the blade of the halberd is, has a leather sheath which has a dragon burned into it.
Oh, I do like that.
Hopefully, the guy that made all of this stuff he got promoted.
As I mentioned, curling up and around it is a serpentine-like dragon, and the dagger at the tip is kind of like a flame coming out of its mouth.
It is very skillfully crafted.
Yes, it was made by our master smith some years ago, but he was not searching for buyers for a long time.
Well, thank you, and we better be off before the lady gets impatient.
Fine. It's a pretty piece. I admire the sheath and the.
And what for the lady? Anything for you?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm really looking for armor.
Well, anytime you need anything, we will be here.
I will, and I bow. Nice and very polite.
All right. So, as you exit the place, right off of the porch, you see the person armored with the Tabard of Pelor. He's standing there, arms crossed, right in front of your path. He says, I see you purchased the halberd. You must have deep pockets.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you asking us this?
Oh, I'm just curious. You seem like an adventurous group.
These pants don't have pockets.
You could call us that. What do you need?
By the way, lady pants don't really have pockets.
Yeah, I'm
Just
aware.
like at
You're
the Dragon
welcome.
Holding Castle.
He says, you may have heard of me. I am Lyle, the Midday. I am head of the guard here. I lead a group called the Grey Guard, as well as leading many of Lawliet's forces to the south and north. That's why I'm asking.
We did meet some of the Greek art guys over by our inn, right?
Yes. Yeah. He says, Lawliet seems to think that the group of you have potential. I'm yet to see it that way.
That's
But
why we're not here to impress you.
If you would like to keep those pockets lined with gold, I could use a small and smart force.
I whisper to Xan'Tha, I can line these with gold too.
You can line those with anything you want, buddy.
What do you need done? Get to the point.
I like you. Simple man. So, you may have heard of the black bile plague, virus going around. Not supposed to throw around the word plague. At any rate, it came from the northeast, the tropics of Kamali. We've lost a lot of scouting groups up there, and those that have come back have come in worse for wear. We'd like to know what's happening.
Before we go there and travel there, we already have an order for a cure, so unless you can get that faster for us, I'm not interested.
At this moment, you hear gunshots.
I'm interested in that.
I duck. Last time there was a gunshot, I got shot.
You hear gunfire, like lots and lots of gunfire, like 20
How
rounds
far
went
off?
off at once. Sounds like it's coming from the south towards the docks.
Okay, I'm on the
You
ground.
see people
I
fleeing, and Lyle immediately just springs to action and runs towards it, like just cuts off the conversation, sprinting that way.
I'm
picked
following
Michelle
him.
up.
I was already gone before you talked.
Yeah, I'm heading that way.
You want to go back towards the boomstick?
As
Shit
he-
hurts.
As he presses his thumb into his still healing wound.
Stay behind me, buddy.
Okay. You don't have your big armor yet, though.
I don't even have my new armor. Shut up!
Yeah, this is before you get your armor.
I have my great sword in my hand because there's no place to actually put it at the moment.
So, running towards the docks, you do have some trouble. I'm going to need some Constitution saves because you're going to have to push through this crowd and try to keep your footing at the same time. So,
Constitution or strength?
I want con saves.
Okay, con.
It's more of a
proficient.
stamina thing than it is.
18.
So is that, do we add our proficiency if we're proficient?
If you are proficient in Constitution, yeah.
How
Okay.
many?
I am.
23, 15.
18 plus 6. So
Why did you
20.
say?
No, I was just saying how many because you said checks.
Oh no, just the one.
Okay.
My first con check is a 24.
Okay. And Sean, you got a 23?
Yeah, that was the first one.
You guys have no problem. I mean, it seems like you're used to this kind of thing, so you're just shoving people out of the way. as you
We're
push
really
through
good
the
at
heavy crowd.
bouncing people.
We kind of dodged a few babies. I mean, come on.
You see, as you're pushing through the crowd, one or two people like holding their arms or their legs bleeding, like shuffling through the crowd, wounded. People are screaming. As you finally make it through this densely packed alleyway and pop out the other side, it's almost entirely empty now. There's no one in this area. And you see off in the distance a ship. Envy. And on the docks, you see Maybelline perched like a captain, one leg up in the air on top of a barrel. And there are many people down below her on the shore holding rifles that are now reloading.
They took her ship. I look at Sirris.
No, they
It
are
looks like she's the one that's firing at the people.
correct.
Where's Holy shit! You just said his name, Lyle.
Yes, he is pretty much right there with you, and he is sprinting towards her.
Alright, I've got a bow, and I'm gonna knock it.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's a strong motherfucker.
I'm not going after her, I'm going after one of her men.
I'm right on Lyle's heels.
I'm following my bouncer follower.
Okay. Are you shooting an arrow, Xan'Tha?
I am shooting an arrow.
Give me a roll.
What is a longbow?
Longbow damage is 1d10
1d8.
piercing.
Is it 10? I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
10.
no, I mean, what's the,
Dexterity
17.
plus your weapon proficiency. Yeah. So you'd add your proficiency because you're proficient in it.
You can tell it's been a long time since I've had to use a bow.
So what's your total roll?
It would be 6 plus 19.
You see your arrow flying through the air. As it passes near Lyle, it deflects off of an invisible barrier.
What the fuck?
Pally power.
Magic.
He approaches and says, Maybelline, what's the meaning of this? What's happening? She kind of flicks her wrist at him and says, just some civil unrest. It's been taken care of. She turns around and paces back towards her boat. You see Lyle ascend the stairs to the dock. He says, did you just murder civilians in the street? And they begin bickering as she just walks towards her boat. The people with their rifles just begin cleaning them, and one or two go over and start to collect some bodies.
I look at Sirius and I'm like, she is a pirate.
Yeah,
She's
well,
supposed to be a privateer, not a pirate.
She's
Seems
always been
the-
a private.
seems the captain of the Navy and the leader of the Army don't agree.
Well,
That
it's
happens.
Military, they don't agree ever.
They should be agreeing. Where's Lolliot?
He's not
I
here
start-
yet.
I start searching the sky looking for Lolliot. Because I assume he's coming by air, Mr. Air Force.
He's the Air Force. I guess that's why he dines so well. Anyway, no, you don't see him yet. A few moments pass, and you hear a loud crackling sound, and he just appears. He begins to walk towards the boat silently, paying no attention to the fact that you guys are there. Like, he looks and sees you and just nods and keeps going.
I nod back while holding my greatsword with both hands, just like
it's-
flexing like a motherfucker.
Would I
Because
be?
I am pointless to fight magic wall.
Is my arrow able to be retrieved?
Your arrow is split.
I pick it up and save it.
Save the arrowhead. Find
I
the
missed
fletcher.
it too.
Are there any civilians ambling around?
Most of the civilians are gone. You don't see anybody except a couple deckhands working the boats. You see the people wearing red cloth over top of their armor. The people who obviously work for Maybelline have now put their rifles on their back, and they're all kind of just dragging these bodies and lining them up one by one. What you can see, they killed probably about 15 people.
I don't know, I guess I'll walk over to one of Maybelline's men. What happened here?
Who are you, bystander? Get out.
I scream in his face. You're going to answer him. Intimidation, if I can.
Intimidation, unnecessary. You get your point across. He does seem startled, but you gotta remember they're Maybelline's men, so they're reaching for their rifles.
I mean, yeah.
If he starts reaching, I pull out my bow and I knock an arrow right next to his temple. I was like, you better freaking answer him.
I already greatsword.
Oh god,
put up my
escalation.
hand. No, I put up my hand. It's
It's gonna be another shootout. What are you doing, Sirris?
hold
Put
on.
up your hand.
You won't like me while I'm angry.
Stop. Consider me a concerned citizen.
Concerned citizen armed to the teeth, if you ask me. That's the problem with this town. Too many weapons and too many hands.
Well, we're not from the city, so
Says
Just a
the
little
man.
civil unrest, some taxes, that's all, people. causing a stir. Let me find here. Actually, I do have a bit on this.
I turn around yelling, "Who didn't pay their taxes?"
Says, had some people, peasant type folks, began rioting. We've established some tariffs on the import of hops. People like their beer.
Somebody say beer.
Exactly. That's the problem. You have to pay a little bit more for your alcohol, and all of a sudden, it's the end of the world. People
That is the end of the world.
They were trying to take over the ship. So we took decisive action under Maybelline's orders.
They tried to take the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's an understandable recourse.
Were any of the peasants armed?
You have a look around. Not well armed.
Doesn't matter. They tried to take the ship.
I bring the bow and arrow down, and I put my arrow back.
I look at one of Maybelline, the one we're talking to, and I'm like, I'd sheath this, but I don't have a sheath for it yet.
Righto. Well, just some more civil unrest. It's been happening more and more lately.
Well,
He kind of like leans in and says, I'm afraid the king doesn't have a firm grip like Maybelline.
Why does the king come into play? Isn't this the captain of the guards? I mean,
No, the tariffs are the king's.
I'm fairly simple-minded. Like, I'm like seriously confused about.
He's not being fair with his taxes. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, there's tariffs on hops. You've already heard there's a tax on anything magical going out of the city. You know that Lolliot's pretty frivolous with his money. I mean, he gave you a lot of it for not doing much. Yeah, so he's spending more money than he's making, and now he's trying to make money, and people don't like it.
Yeah.
You see Lyle step off the boat and storm down the docks. He appears very frustrated.
I'll look.
For a good night.
Yeah. Xan'Tha, I look to you and Michelle and kind of nod my head. I'll fall into step next to Lyle.
Oh, he stops right there with all the guards, and he said, "Who was the first one to fire a shot? Who did it?" And one of them says, "I was just following orders. I did exactly as I was told." Lyle draws his sword and slices the man in half.
As he slices, I go to parry that slice if I can.
No.
No. He was defending the ship. No, you defend the ship.
Okay.
Can I go to parry, and or what do you want me to do to?
So I would like you to give me a dex save. Yeah, a dex roll to try to parry it, because he is going full force.
Is this
I
a
didn't
20
get to-
plus my dex modifier?
Yeah, I didn't get to finish saying what I was saying, but being that he is a paladin of Pelor, as he raises his blade, lightning strikes it.
Oh, well then I better block the shit, and or it might hurt.
Yeah.
You might get to play Rico a lot sooner than you think.
Who's the one standing next to me? Because that's a 1. It doesn't matter what my ad is.
You raise your blade as quickly as you can and manage to parry his sword, which follows straight through and shatters your great sword in half, still cleaving the man in two.
God damn it.
Did you just buy that?
Yes.
I look at the hilt of the great sword and I'm like, must have been made by an apprentice under my breath.
Well, now you've got a short sword.
It's not even a short sword. It's just gone.
You also suffer 10 lightning damage.
And I'm not raging, so that's straight 10 damage.
But yeah, your sword is shattered in half. The blade comes down with an insane amount of power. He actually rolled 17 plus 8, So he just tears this guy into pieces in one swing. Everyone there begins to load their guns, and he just very calmly and quietly says, "You don't have enough," and begins to walk away.
I mean, as he's walking, I mean, if he hadn't just started walking away, I might have started yelling something. But if he's gonna walk away, I just stop and then look at the dead sailor.
I would not say a damn word, and I hope that guy doesn't have a wife because, damn.
He's pissed, and he's just straight back to where he came from. He's going towards the military quarter.
I look at Maybelline. Did she see any of this?
Oh, she's still in the ship talking to Lolliot. For reference, by the way, while Lyle and Maybelline have both been in very long parties with Lolliot, they pretty much never work together. They don't like each other. They were two totally separate parties. You can imagine a rogue and a paladin having opposing views. But yeah, throughout the years of playing these games, they played together like once.
So
there's now a dead man in the street. No one is trying to shoot at Lolliot. They're just letting him go. And everyone's just trying to figure out what to do. One of the guards says, or one of Maybelline's men says, "I think you should probably leave now and forget what you saw."
We'll get back to that, and I want to go check the guy's pocket, see if he's got anything interesting on him. I'm not going to take anything.
One of their men gets cut in half. You're like, "I'm going to leave, but first let me raffle through his things in front of you."
Last time there was a dead man in front of me. He had a really good book that led me to.
I look at Xan'Tha and I grab her by the shoulder and I say, "That's for the crew to decide."
Okay. And I walk towards the red saddle.
I
I'm like,
I look at my shattered greatsword and I look at Sirris and I go, "I think I need another one."
yeah, and I think
So,
he's
at
heading in the
this
direction we need to go.
Maybelline and Lolliot walk out. Lolliot's leading, and Maybelline is walking behind, and she says, "I took action. I did what needed to be done because of your foolish mistakes. Too cowardly to even come see me yourself." And she runs a blade through him, and he disappears.
Yep. So I'm going to catch back up with Lolliot. Because as opposed as I am to paladins, I think I agree with him on this.
I'm with Sirris.
I have no idea what's going on.
Come on, big boy.
Can I get a new sword?
You can probably talk him into letting you have one too.
I just start like skipping after them.
If this one broke, I'd like to return it.
Yeah, I think
It's shattered
I
on
think
a
there's something wrong with
stone.
this one, guys. I pick up the half of the sword and the other half of the sword and just carry it along.
You're like, no, I got it like this.
Yeah, this
It's
one's
shattered on
defective.
a rock.
That's what like it must have been made by an apprentice because this is pretty shit work.
You said it was Belgrade steel, but it broke real easy.
I mean, it was on the clearance rack probably for a reason.
Okay. So where are you guys going? Because I know
We're following the paladin.
Yeah, I want to fall into step with Lyle as he's walking past.
it takes you a moment to catch up to him, but when you do, he's fuming. Sorry, I'm trying to repair my fucked up vape right now. But
You're
yeah,
fine.
he's fuming. Like you can almost hear him grinding his teeth. He's so upset. You catch up to him and he looks over at you and says, "What? Do you not like how I dealt with that situation?"
No, I think we enjoyed
You
it very
hit like
much.
a truck, bro.
Is that a common occurrence with the guard and peasants armed with sticks?
No, I would not say that it's a common occurrence. However, Maybelline's attitude is very stereotypical of her. Everyone knows exactly what she is, a pirate. Nothing's changed. She even bears the same banner. You think she would change her banners to match the military of the town if she truly is a part of this town's
Well,
military, but no, she's just a pirate.
well, if
Is she a
everybody,
pirate for hire, or is she the captain of the Navy?
She's sworn to Lolliot she owes him everything. I think she forgets that sometimes.
Does she think she owes him everything or his people? That's a very, very particular thing.
It was him, and it was me, and it was a lot of people at the siege of Corduin, but most importantly, it was him. That's the reason why she has that ship. You weren't there during the siege, obviously.
Regardless of the siege, I can't help but think that you handled the situation poorly.
I look at my great sword.
I let my emotions get the best of me. True.
no crap, you broke his sword with lightning strike.
Thunderous smite, actually.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
not opposed to killing, but death begets more death.
True, but one life for the life of many. I have seen many times, in times of war, people change their mind, even with orders. One person fires, the rest fall in place.
They were just defending their ship, though.
I understand that, but against what? Plowshares? Men with iron hoes trying to feed their families, likely people who run local breweries or taverns around here.
And
I
all they
understand
had
the
were
outrage.
rifles. They responded with what they had.
I understand the outrage, but I don't have a taste for slaughter of our own countrymen. At this point, he makes it to
So
the courtyard.
slaughtered deckhands or slaughtered countrymen, it makes no difference. Either side would have been slaughtered.
The people rioting in the streets could not have taken over that ship. Anyone knows that. Maybelline alone could have taken care of the issue had it escalated, but clearly the bodies didn't even make it to the docks.
That's fair.
Fact of the matter is, we
It
just
should.
don't get along. No one does. She runs the Navy. I'm supposed to lead the Army along with my own makeshift militia, trying to handle things. Lolliot takes care of business, but that's not his forte. Whether he believes it or not, he's a soldier, a scholar, but a soldier. He's no king. I'm his friend, and I've told him this before, but
He knows he's not king worthy. Filling in for the next person who actually is.
If he's a scholar, why doesn't he learn how to be a king?
that's not the problem. The problem is it's one of Lolliot's strengths. He delegates. He delegates his power, but he's done too much. At this point, where we have a kingdom with what, 4 heads? There needs to be one voice, and it should be his if he's to be the king. He sits down on a bench, watching the men hammer away. He says, "Get this man a sword. I've tarnished his old one."
Dude, you hit like a truck. That was awesome.
He says, "I'm a simple man. I went through a moment where God's light had left me, and I too became a rogue for the span of about a year. But I turned my back on that. Vigilante work is nothing compared to ruling over an area. I was given a lordship someplace far away, and when Lolliot found out, he contacted me and said, 'You can run a military. I can give you much more.' So I came back. I've always fought beside these people, but a lot of the people I was with when I first met Lolliot are dead now. I'm beginning to think there's a reason."
About that thing you were asking us about earlier. If you're willing to get us the cure-all and some supplies for it for a journey. I think we might be able to do it.
We would need a wagon and a couple scrolls just to keep ourselves safe from the disease while we figure out what's going on.
Or a healer.
Consider our resources at your disposal. The issue is, many men have not come back, and I don't believe it's just because of this plague going around in the Northeast. It's been known before even settling here that there are a bunch of savages, cannibals, wild beasts. I think there's something more. That's why I want a small group to go.
The cannibals?
Yes.
And I look at Sirris, I'm like, those are people who eat people.
Yes, not the good way.
Yep.
Oh, ew.
And of course, the Sargati are an issue. The Sargati have been an issue.
Sargati?
Was that the indigenous people?
Yes, after the forces at Corduan took foot in the Shattered Isles, the Sargati, those who could sail, decided to sail up north and settle here. Tropical climate, very similar to the place where they came from. But yes, the Sargati, their feline nature allows them to stalk prey day and night. They know exactly when to pounce. Not all of them are savages, mind you. I've met many, well, few, who I've actually come to like. However, these are savages.
Well, you can give us the rest of the week, or until this guy gets his armor, we'll head out. How about that?
Sounds just fine.
All right. So in a week, you'll meet us over at our at the inn that we're staying at.
Were we staying there for a week or just for the day?
Well, you didn't really have. I mean, I think you got a night there, but I don't believe that you actually set
Yeah.
up for you to stay that long.
And it was the most expensive inn.
True.
Yeah.
Second thought, actually, do you know anywhere we could probably stay for, until he gets his armor?
I know a place if she is willing.
She?
Yes.
In my head, I'm immediately disinterested.
Says, come with me. I have a place that you could stay for free. Possibly.
I'm more interested.
Is there any way we can meet you back here within an hour? My friend would like to go to the leather workers.
Yeah, not that you can see. My leather is in taverns.
Actually, I will be east of here at the keep. You can see from here the large stone tower there. That's where most of the military reside. It's where we keep our barracks, the training grounds, and occasionally we have a joust. You can find me there.
Are there hot, sweaty dudes outside practicing?
Many of your liking, I'm sure.
Sounds good. We'll meet you there in about an hour's time.
Okay. Oh, before you go, please, very briefly, just come with me. And he goes inside one of the buildings, and opens up a large chest, and he hands you all tabards.
I look at it. I look at him. I look back at it. What color is it?
They're tabards of the Grey Guard. They have the symbol of Pelor in black on a gray background.
I look at him and I go, hang on a minute. Just hang on a second. And I say, fabulous. And I change my shirt to a Grey Guard.
He says, you are by no means knights, even in the honorary sense, but as members of the Grey Guard, you do have permission to certain places and rights that normal civilians don't have. I feel I can trust you. Obviously, Lawliet saw something in the lot of you, so there you are. Welcome to the Grey Guard.
I look at Sirris. Does this mean we can't be part of your mercenary company?
Our guild
No.
would be different.
We'll use this until it no longer suits our needs.
Okay. I hand him back the Greyguard tabard that he just handed me, and I said, I can change this to fit my needs.
Oh,
I take
very
one
well.
and
But thank you.
I take one and I kind of just put it in my bag and fold them.
I'll
Again.
thank Lyle for it.
Again, you don't have to wear them. However, if you do hear a commotion and are so interested to run towards it like you did before, this uniform will get people out of your way quickly.
Thank you. We'll meet you at the keep.
Let the DM let me know when he's actually walked away.
He's just going back to the bench and sitting down for now. He's kind of still pissed off about the whole situation. He's just staring into a roaring fire, contemplating everything.
Sirris, do you think this will like give me an advantage during a fight?
What? The banner? The tavern?
Well, yeah, the tabard.
I mean, people are less likely to hit a member of the Royal Guard.
Just change it mid-fight.
I would.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
I never noticed that.
Like I said, we'll use it up until it no longer aligns with our needs.
And for clarity, it's not the Grey Guard is not the Royal Guard for the town. It's his own group of people who are given rights to. It's basically like a hired military type deal.
It's a very large mercenary group.
Yeah, they are not the city's people. They are Lyle's people who
Gotcha.
just happen to work for the city right now.
Can we go back to the metal workers so I can get another one of these and I
you were
hold up
given
the
a new
half?
one.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
someone comes out and gives you a new sword.
Just straight up trades me.
Just gives it to you and takes your old broken bits.
Here you go, and I try to set it in his hands like nicely, and I broke it in your toy.
He hands you a new one which has a leather sheath already on it.
Oh, this one wasn't on the clearance rack, and I look and say that to Xan'Tha.
You are a clearance rack.
All right.
Again,
let's go talk to this leather worker.
Please, I'm trying so hard to be patient.
Fast forward, you head north. You see a wooden building which has a sign that has been etched in the wood. It's a saddle that's been painted over red. It doesn't say the red saddle. It says something in a crazy archaic language you don't understand. None of you would understand it, but it's
We get
the
the
red
gist
saddle.
of it.
Yeah.
I walk in like relief, or in tears of relief, and I'm like, finally.
An elf turns and looks at you. He has large black tattoos underneath both of his eyes.
Is he a high elf?
No, he is a dark elf.
Oh, yeah.
You have my attention.
Which were, if you recall, on the wrong side of the war, and there's not many of them left.
Well, I kind of look like their brethren because I'm a moon elf, which is the lighter. No, okay.
Nope, they're literally your arch nemesis. They tried to commit genocide on your people.
I'm like, well.
I said you have my attention.
I step out for a little bit. I breathe, and I go back in. Hi.
Oh, hello. What can I get you?
I need new armor, and I would like some of your best quality. If I cannot purchase your best quality, I would like it at least a tier or two lower. I need a full suit.
Oui. And he turns and grabs a couple sets and lays them out for you in varying colors and variations. He says, "Very good, very good," and just points at one.
Do you speak Elvish?
Yes, I speak Elvish very well, thank you.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you didn't speak Common.
I'm still learning Common. It's not my native tongue. It took me a while just to learn Elven, but Common is not the best for me.
I
So
kind
as I
of
was saying, this
understood.
set of armor is very well crafted. We do use Belgrade steel in the rivets. I don't know if you can afford it because it is so pricely. However, we do have lots of other sets here. Are you fixated on leather? Is that what you would?
It helps with my stealth, and I go into like a dark corner and I disappear, and then I go back out and then I reappear pretty much. If I have a
So
scale,
something.
yeah. If I have scale now, no, they can hear me.
What's that? Oh,
If
they can hear you coming. Okay. Um, well, in that case, I do have a certain set of armor that I've put away I would recommend for you.
how much is it first before I waste your time?
Do they sound like two gerbils talking?
Um, it sounds like they're speaking Italian.
Oh, I'm just like, Sirris, are you picking any of this up?
Yeah, she wants armor, and he's talking about expensive armor.
Oh, so I'm the one. Okay, I
Um,
get.
at this moment, the dark elf goes, "Oh, he speaks it.
He spent enough time around me, yeah.
In that case, could I speak to you privately?"
Yeah, sure.
And he kind of just looks at the two of them and says, "Privately."
Sure, yeah.
Um, I
I,
do
I
have.
look at both of them and go like this, but at the same time I'm like, if anything comes up, I'll scream.
I have
And
no
what?
idea what she just motioned at us, but she looks distressed.
You need a you need a third language that all of you speak. That wait, you know
I'll
Dwarven, right? Doesn't everybody know Dwarven? Or
I
Nope.
do.
No.
I know. Oh, I do know Dwarven. Oh,
Yeah, you were speaking Dwarvish with me last game.
just a thought. Um,
Okay, I'll take Michelle and I'll step outside, but I'll stand right next to the door.
she's gonna get me a harness for all this shit.
A saddle, actually. That's what they're
I
talking about.
she wants to ride me.
And
That's gonna end badly
I look back
for
towards
both of us.
the dark elf and I go, okay, what's up?
so I have something that I would like to give to you at no charge.
Give me the charge.
Yes, I feel like I've been waiting long enough. And he goes behind the counter, and you can see over the counter there's like a little trap door on the floor. He pulls open and picks up something that's wrapped in leathers and sets it down and says, "My parents passed this on to me. It was looted during the war, but I haven't seen another moon elf since, so I think you should have it." And he opens it up, and it is a set of armor, which bears some very old markings you're not familiar with. But it has very fancy embroidering all throughout. And he kind of just scoots it across the table and he says, "I don't know what it does, if it does anything, or who it belonged to, but I know it came from your people."
Moon elves are a different type of tile. I go, I like speechless, and I go, thank you. Can I get your name? Because I think we're going to be really good friends.
He says, my
Okay.
name is Saramandalion. Which, yes, is a very long word, but that is an actual elven name. Yeah, he says, my name is Saramandalion. The Green, as some call me.
You kill my father. Prepare to die.
So, again, if we could not speak of this to your friends, I don't like to bring up things of this nature. It's been a long time since all of that happened.
No, I understand. I don't try to be petty towards others, especially during the war. Especially, if you were trying to turn a new leaf, I guess, for your people.
Well, as you can see by my tattoos, I do follow the question, and some say that it's our fervent belief that led us into that race war, but I think people just misinterpret what the question is really about. It's about learning, and for our people, it should be about learning from our mistakes. So, yes, anyway, hopefully it will serve you well. You can go get your friends if you need to buy anything.
Do you have any harnesses? As I say, as I'm looking over the beautiful work of this armor.
Oh, yes, harnesses, of course, yes. We have a few over there for livestock?
No, for you saw that big, huge, burly man, right? He
Hmm.
has a whole bunch of weapons that he is
Oh,
very fussy.
yes. Okay, yes, of course, of course. We have many. He gestures to the other side of the room. It just looks like 1,000 belts strewn up on top of racks. And he says, right over there, you can find, I'm sure, whatever you need. Adjustable if you need something larger to fit his size, I can make it, or smaller, we can have it done within a matter of an hour.
I asked him, do you have a space where I can put this on now?
I have a room in the back. You're welcome to it. Should I go collect your friends?
Oh yeah, just tell him what you need. Or here, I scribble down that anything up to 10 platinums on me, and I rush to the back.
Just a note, I want to say it's a little suspicious. Like, hey, you can come in now. Your friend's not here, but she said she'd pay for anything, and then you can leave.
Well, I'm going to be coming back out here soon.
Yeah, he does. He steps out on the porch and says, "Your friend selected some armor. She's in the back changing now, but she would like to purchase some harnesses for you." He
I'm
points at-
assuming he's pointing at me.
Yeah,
I need a lot of harness.
you seem to be a rather large individual. Oh, he's still speaking Elven. Whoops.
Well,
Let me roll that back.
no, I let Michelle know what he's saying.
I look at him and I'm like, I look at Sirris and I'm like, he's still speaking ham.
Common, not good.
I just
You,
give him a big thumbs up right to his face. Not like
get used
punching
to
him in
it.
the face, but pretty close.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at Sirris and I'm like, can you explain I need to fix the situation.
Yeah, I'll relay whatever he has to say.
Sure. Okay, so you're just translator in this situation.
Yeah.
He says, there are many harnesses on this wall here. If you need one larger to accommodate your means, I can make that happen. Perhaps for this man, a bandolier, something of that nature.
Can you fit? I'm assuming my long sword is already on my hip. And that my hand axes are also on my belt.
Yeah.
Can I get a harness for my longsword to sheath into my shield? And I say that to Sirris.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just translate.
He says custom work like that A shield with a sheath made into it, you'd probably want to see a smith and not a leather worker. But we do have lots and lots of harnesses. I mean, we could get you one harness with lots of holsters to hold your hand axes at your sides and sheath a blade on your back and so on.
I'll take one.
Okay, after you find something, it's a little large, but he says he can cut it down and fit it. He usually makes everything bigger so that he can fix it. Um, he charges you 10 gold, which you think is a little high.
That's fine.
Okay.
I've got a bit of a special order. Is there
Okay.
any way you can make a kind of like a bandolier to go onto my belt, but to hold one of these, and I'll hold out a potion.
Very interesting. Do you want them custom fitted to this size or just any bottle? And at this point, Zan, you're probably about suited up.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
a generic size.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that for sure. I mean, we have some standard traveling pouches with traveling belts with lots of pouches and stuff. I mean, uh, masons tend to carry a lot of tools, something like that, or do you want specifically like a utility belt?
Uh, no, something just for the potions. I don't need anything fancy.
I am Batman.
I come
Just,
out with this very nice decorative piece of armor, and I'm holding the straps in my arms.
The armor, by the way, doesn't appear very stealthy. It is white.
That's fine.
You look good.
I can't call her.
It is
With-
white.
with
You
the-
see emblems of the moon on either side of the shoulders, and it all appears very well made. However, it's quite old. It's very old. Like you had to knock the dust off before you put it on. But okay, so he says he can make something like that. It would probably take the rest of his afternoon.
That's fine. We have plenty of time. So, I kind of motion between Xan'Tha and him. Should I be expecting any clandestine meetings?
I don't believe so. You speak Elven. You may be learned. I was just making reparations for my people.
I'm sitting here looking super confused.
Fair enough. Do we have anything else?
I mean, I think, is everybody set? Does anybody else need anything?
I'm good at this point, and
I got the harness, assuming that if I went to go see the smith, this would make his job easier.
That makes sense.
I hand the green the old leather. I'm like, this is for you, as a thank you. Normally I would create it into something else, but you can probably use it more than I will. But we are making a guild, and if you want, I'm extending an invitation to you.
He raises an eyebrow and kind of nods and says, "Let me know when your business is running."
I will. Thank you so much.
This is all in.
Oh, I forgot to change my pictures.
Yeah, this is all rubbish.
I had, that,
Alex.
I had that picture of the dock for when the shooting went on.
Sirris, you're gonna have to explain what just happened.
Yeah.
I look at Sirris and I'm like, this was my grandmother's.
In common.
Okay.
No, in Elvish.
God damn it.
That's what they're gonna do from now on when they don't want to
More
talk to
fucking
you.
answer speak.
I recognize the work. I recognize the leather work. Because I have the leather proficiency, but I recognize the leather work.
Oh, do you? Oh, you have the. Okay, I'll follow. I thought you were saying you had proficiency with like leatherworking tools. I was like, what?
No, I have proficiency with leatherworking.
I whisper to Sirris, can we go see the blacksmith? He said something about talking to a blacksmith to get the shield attached to the...
We can do that tomorrow. I would love to keep our promise. No.
What if it takes a day?
Then we have still a week.
Then I have a day to get the shield attached to the harness.
Yes, we have a week because this guy.
How long has it been since we made the promise to Lyle?
At this point, you walked pretty far to the north. You had this whole conversation. She changed. It's probably been about an hour.
He's only had an hour to calm his tits. He already hurt me once.
But you
You
did
also
tell him
went
it would
after
be an
him
hour.
too.
But he did say that there's the chance of free lodging.
I kind of want to get hurt again, though.
If you want free lodging, that might mean free beer. So let's go.
Free beer? All right.
Which, as you know, is being taxed. So,
That's fine.
She had me at free beer.
all right.
I nod towards him and we part.
So, headed towards the keep or the
Yeah.
blacksmith?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're headed towards the.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go back to this exterior shot. There we go. You make your way to the keep, which again, it's a stone building. It has a large courtyard where people are training and sharpening tools, and there are some knights teaching their squires the better elements of swordplay. In the courtyard, well, yeah, we'll say you go up, you go through a gate, and you make your way to the courtyard. Someone stops you and basically says, "What business do you have here?"
I go in my bag of holding, bring out the tabard, and it's like, we're here for a
I'm
while.
still wearing the tabard.
I was curious about whether you were or not.
Yeah, I didn't say fabulous to change it, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I should have said I put it on just for the time being.
Okay. Well, in that case,
I was getting a personal mess.
I will change his dialogue. He's like, "Oh, new recruits. Welcome to the Grey Guard. What got you here?"
Lyle wants us
It's a personal matter.
personal matter. What she's...
Is
All
Lyle
right,
free?
then.
I flex.
Yeah, just head through the courtyard. He's on the second floor, probably at his war table.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you pass through the courtyard. You do see, like I said, people training mostly. You see a squire getting his blade knocked into the dirt over and over. It seems like he's getting frustrated, but he's not making any progress.
Is he sparring with someone else?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll stop and I'll walk over to the squire.
Okay. He looks
I'm
like he's
paying-
maybe 15.
Paying very close attention to this interaction.
Yeah, he
Pick
looks
up
like
your
he's
sword,
about
boy.
15, pretty young. He picks it up and kind of just looks at you and says, "I know how to use it."
But your footing's all wrong. Your feet
That's
are too
all
low.
I've been hearing all day. How can you use your feet wrong? I've been walking my whole life.
Is there like a dummy next to him?
There's also a knight with him trying to.
I'm not worried about the knight, but what I want to do is square up, put my footing right, and just swing right through the fucking dummy.
Well, here. I'll set my. Actually, could one of you hold this for me? I'll motion to my halberd.
By the way,
I think it's halberd up.
his eyes kind of light up as you slam into that target dummy.
Yeah, right.
Like, if I can straight up cleave it, I would love to.
Give me a roll.
Oh shit. 18 with the great sword.
Okay, I'm just gonna for the sake of this, I'll say, yeah, you just smash it to bits.
I look back at him and I go, footing, and then like walk back to Xan'Tha, or grab whatever Sirris is trying to his help.
I already got his hammer.
Okay. I'll tell the boy to swing at me.
You see him again struggling to hold this quite heavy blade. He doesn't make an actual swing, he kind of thrusts in your direction.
I'll step to the side and kick his foot out from under him.
Roll a d20.
Add anything or just a straight roll?
Strength or dex, whichever's higher. Probably strength.
I might break his leg. It is a 19.
Yeah, you don't break his leg, but you definitely hear a crack when he goes down. He's kind of just like face in the dirt, rolling around, and the knight standing there with his arms crossed, like, see, I told you, boy.
What kind of sword is he using?
From what you can see, he's using a two-handed sword, maybe like a bastard sword.
Okay, I bend down to help him back up, give him a hand.
It's like, I think you rolled my ankle.
I think you
Long
rolled your
sword's
own
a single
ankle.
hand, right?
Footing. And I believe your weapon is too large for you.
Long sword's a single hand, right?
I'll
It can be, it's versatile.
I pull out the long sword and I hand it to Sirris.
He says, well, it is too big, but they said I have to train with it to get used to it. This is a standard issue.
try this. And I'll hand him the long sword that actually are you going to keep that thing?
I mean, if the kid needs to use it, if he hands you the bastard sword, I don't care.
Oh, here, you keep your sword. I'll give him my sword.
Okay.
Well, your short sword?
Long sword actually is what I had on my belt.
Oh, you've got one too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I used to strike. What was his fucking name? The guy that shot Michelle last time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. He takes it, and it takes him a minute, but he does seem a little more comfortable with it. At least it seems like he can move around a little easier.
Okay. I point out, hold this here. Let your hand. Don't let them meet, but hold it steady. And then I tell him to take a stance.
Okay. He follows most of your instructions. You can tell he's still got his feet parallel, not squared.
I'll
kick his toes.
no, I was going to nudge his foot into the right position.
Well, that's what I meant by kick his toes.
And Michelle, you here to help out with this?
That's why I was commenting about kick his toes.
You care to help out? You want him to take a swing at him? Cut him in half.
No, I was going to have him stand with his shield.
Okay,
let
okay.
I pulled my shield out. I said, "Hit me, bitch."
Look at the boy and
I
strike.
flex like a motherfucker right before he swings.
He goes to step forward and slides in the dirt and falls down. He rolled a 1. No joke, not even kidding.
I mean, that's what happens when I flex up at a motherfucker.
And he just falls down, leaving yet another sword in the dirt.
I'll pick him up by the collar and
No, I reach down, grab him by his forearm. I pull him up, and I get him like right in my face, and I'm like, "I said to hit me, bitch. Do it." And I shove him back while he's standing.
He looks really pissed off. He's been getting pushed around and failing all day
Exactly
long.
my point.
He swings, and he does swing properly. He follows through. He rolled a 15. So he hits his mark. I mean,
I throw the shield right up and block the fuck out of it because I'm at a 21 AC wearing.
yeah.
Well,
So you don't.
the point wasn't for him to hurt you.
That's not the point. I know. It was for me to have to block the fuck out of it.
So he doesn't. You don't take any damage, but he gets the swing off right. And the knight's like, at least someone can teach you something, boy. Now get out of here. Go take a break.
I'm like ecstatic, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Before he goes, I'll grab him and I'll get down on his level. I'll look at him and I'll poke him in the head and tell him, "This is your most dangerous weapon."
I feel like we're writing an anime or something. I don't.
Right?
Okay.
I'm an intelligence fighter.
I'm gonna
Well,
wait until
that's
Sirris
what an
starts to
Eldritch
walk
Knight
away.
is. But yeah, he's just he kind of nods like in understanding, and he heads off towards the barracks.
Well, if he's running away, I'm gonna be like, you gotta get mad.
Two different ways of fighting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bitch intelligence way is why he fell in the dirt. And I'd say that.
Okay, I believe Lyle is waiting on us.
I
Okay.
hand Sirris this weapon and go, that was cute. Well, what, brought that on?
He was cute.
He was 15.
That doesn't stop him from being cute. I
I,
didn't say handsome.
I had a son once.
You had a son?
Ooh, character development.
Yeah, let's go talk to Lyle.
I look at him and then I nod and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
I'm still looking at him like, damn.
You head up the stairs. It's a stone building, wooden stairs. Make it up to the second floor where he's supposed to be. You see a long rectangular room. At the far end, there are a couple steps leading up to a platform where there is a large table with some sturdy oak chairs surrounded about it. He's standing there with his clenched fist around a knife that's buried into a map, just like looking down.
That looks dramatic. What'd we miss?
He looks up real quick. He says, "We've received some letters. One survivor from a scouting troop of 32 up north."
Oh,
Fucking hell.
that's an improvement.
Compared to no survivors, I guess.
100% increase.
Where is he?
He waves you guys over to the table. At this point, actually, I need to upload an image. Let me see here. Where is it? Where is it?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna pee and get booze.
Yeah, actually, do you guys want to go ahead and take our 10-minute break now? Because we're coming on midnight.
I need
Yeah.
to pee and get booze.
Yeah.
I need to go get my dog anyway.
Let's take a 10, and we'll catch back up in a minute.
10 after? Meet back 10 after?
Sorry, Pack Mother's wonderful viewers, for
Yeah.
interrupting your time, but I have to pee and get booze.
No, I planned on taking a break right at 12 anyway. So we'll be back 10 after. Okay. Welcome back from break. As you might be able to see, Michel has changed his icon.
You're not supposed to bring it up to them.
I feel like I have to. I feel like it has to be addressed immediately. And in doing so, we've lost Cam on Pack Mother. So sorry, but if we were to try to fix the issue, the stream would be gone for a while. Anyway,
Y'all know who to blame.
yeah. Gosh, I don't want to.
He broke
Like-
fan.
Just
like
don't.
the
like this.
lines,
Don't look into.
all the lines, the geometry of the picture, it forces you to stare at it.
So don't look at it.
I can't not look at it. It's right in my face.
Well, on
Okay.
my monitor, it, like I said, it looks like a camel toe.
Hey, I made it to where it was pointing up towards you, Warren.
We'll call it my V-neck sweat.
Okay, moving on.
If Mr. Cruz ever sees this stuff, I will shit my pants. Okay.
I will gladly get a signature on my ass.
Okay. And I'm sure that's incredibly flattering for someone to hear. Moving on. Lyle, War Table. He shows you this incredibly grainy picture from years ago. I haven't got to fix it and make an HD version like the maps and Reparation. I was just talking about this, but here is a map. This is kind of all I've got right now until I fix it. I know it's
If you
terrible
want, just give me like
quality.
a couple minutes.
A couple minutes? Well, I'll send you some assets when we're done. But anyway,
Somebody
This-
say yeah.
this large area here is Errolor. You are rounds about here. The tropics are here. That's where everyone's going missing.
That's not north.
Well, I was gonna make Heathcliff more like, oh, one sec. Here, yeah, where that little speck is. But I changed my mind, so now it's east.
Okay. I can settle with retconning to east.
At any rate, you can see, maybe if I can, a number of little red X's dotting the map where traveling parties have disappeared. And additionally, you see a large red X there. And for the sake of explaining things again, because I don't have a proper map, this purpley area here is Heathcliff. So, after you guys all sat down, Lyle points to one of the red X's here on the map and says, "This is where our most recent party went missing. It's as if they're disappearing closer and closer. 32 are gone now. Just from that one expedition."
31 said one came back.
Thank you. 31.
That one is important.
Yes, it's true, but at the same time, the reports are that, as I feared, they were ambushed by the Sargati. I don't know if they're pushing back towards the west or what's happening, but they're becoming much more aggressive to our advances.
Does that have anything to do with this disease?
I don't think the two are tied. I think it's just men going into an area they know nothing about and acting like someone who doesn't know the area. But now they're becoming much more aggressive towards our presence there. I'm not sure entirely why. Maybe it is that they're just a bunch of savages, and when they see a new group of people, they want to kill us. Maybe they're seeing humans and dwarves and elves and assuming that we're... I'm hearing crazy stuff.
Is it me? So,
Yep.
that better?
Yes.
Stop
Okay.
masturbating into your microphone. And we're
At any rate, people are missing. Maybe they think maybe they think we're a partition of the Summerlands. I know many people from the Summerlands led an invasion on the Shattered Isles, and that's why they came up here. They see elves, humans, dwarves. They assume that we're the former fellowship who took their land and tried to kill us. Or tried to kill them. I'm not sure, but we can't we can't cope with their jungle tactics. They just disappear. Anyway, this is why I would like a group to go up there. I want to know what's happening.
and why they're killing them.
Yes, and the fact that they're shoring up their borders, moving further to the west, leads me to believe that they're protecting something. I would very much like to know what that is.
Do you have any idea what that would be?
Well, I'm sure if you had an idea what it would be, you would have been setting, protecting that side.
When we first went to the tropics, it's simply for a cheap source of lumber. Trees upon trees everywhere. We had lots of people up there, mostly collecting lumber, and a couple of guards with them. We didn't expect much pushback, just a few people from the military in order to take care of any wild animals. But that proved unsuccessful. You see, a lot of the people here aren't well suited for this weather. Sure, you may be a lumberjack in Stone Falls where it's, cool all year round, but when you move into the tropics, well, that's a different story. So we pulled some troops out.
I look at Sirris and I go, I'm down for some hot. And
I'm sure.
So we pulled the troops out. No problem. But now we need lumber. We need a lot of resources, as a matter of fact. And if we head south, we're going to hit the field of reanimation. Not much wiggle room down there. Plus, everything in this area, the trees that do grow around here, they're not well suited. So we go back to the tropics. This time we send more people. It's just been an ongoing disaster. I don't know why the army even needs to be involved in something like this until people go missing. But to answer your question, in short, no, I don't know what they could be protecting.
have you sent a legion?
They're probably protecting their home.
Well, my thoughts exactly. And that's why I would not like to send a legion. We're not here to conquer the continent. We're just here to make a homestead and, sure, control trade. But we're not here to take over. So, no, I haven't sent a full-fledged army in there. And now that there's so much turmoil in the city, doing so would be disastrous for the inhabitants here.
So we're going to go make peace?
You're going to go find out their motives. Peace is recommended, but it's not a necessity.
I think we can manage that.
I'm confused.
We either give them beer and they be happy, or we take away their trees. And
You
they
guys
kill
can
us.
explain later. Just tell me what and who to.
So, mostly it's the Sargati, cat people. Many of them are civilized, however, the people to the east are not civilized. They belong to a tribal community that somehow survived for hundreds of years. But at any rate, I'd just like to know what they're protecting. Lolliot himself has done a little looking around, and he has some ideas. That large red X on the map you see here? Yeah, that's where their city is. We don't know what's there, but like I said, they're pushing us back further and further. If you could figure something out, then of course you would be heavily compensated. You know how deep his pockets are.
I whisper to Sirris, is that a sexual innuendo?
Not
in
this time.
in your
Oh.
endo.
So out of character,
Yeah.
would we know what language the Sargati speak, or do they have their own language?
They have their own language, which sounds like a complex, slurred purring. Lots of rolling of the tongue.
Okay. Is there? So I know, like, how a lot of languages have their roots in Latin. Is there a language that the Sargati? Is there a language
So,
that their language has roots in?
Volnotian, the Volnotian language, which has been around since antiquity. Yeah, it's ways. Do
Great.
you
So,
know Volnotian?
I know Sylvan.
no,
I mean,
I've hold on, I'll tell you what I know. Common, Draconic, Elvish, Orcish, and Infernal.
I feel like you took what was in the rulebook.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
yeah, too bad there's a whole bunch of custom languages in my world.
I 100% forgot about the custom languages when I was setting this one.
Yeah, there's about 5 of them. So,
I figured Undercommon and Dwarvish would be fairly common in the
yeah.
state.
Yeah, they are fairly common, especially um well, like I said, Stone Falls is a predominantly dwarven district. But here, you're kind of in a foreign land. Everyone is. I mean, again, the city was, they just began construction like 2 years ago, and the construction's still ongoing.
Well, here's hoping they're not complete savages and they'll at least try to talk with us.
Do you think they know common?
Do you think we know how to purr?
I can
Um,
purr.
anyone who would know common would only know it because of people who invaded their land. So,
The
yeah,
ones farthest to the west.
I mean, there may be some people in the capital, this big X, whatever their city, who speak the language, but they're going to be far and few between, and they're probably going to be very old, the ones who do.
Do
Probably
you
barely
happen to have any ships staged at this low ocean? And I'm pointing quite literally to the east, but below the red X that you have there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Do you happen to have any ships staged there?
yes, absolutely. That's where our secondary trading port is. Again, Lolly wanted to control all trade from east to west, so we do have another town over there.
If we make our way there, is there any way we can get ships straight into their main port at their?
Um, it's a risky ordeal. I mean, they could take you to the coast, maybe around about there. Blip.
I'm not seeing the blip. Okay, to the little divot.
Yeah, they could take you closer if that is your goal. But no one wants to set ashore near their city.
Did we lose a trading galleon up against their main city?
Well, we've started trading south, going in between these larger islands that you see there, just generally avoiding that area. We know their technology is nothing like ours, but they still have bow and arrows, and they're damn good with them. Matter of fact, they're using some primal magics from what I've heard. But again, we have very few reports. Most people don't make it back, or if they send a bird our way, it means they're already gone.
My ears perk at magic arrows. No, Mr. Panda. I can probably speak bow with them.
I don't think you can speak bow.
Show a bow and then you kind of do this weird bow talk.
It's
She's
like
got a weapon, killer.
it's like speaking angry. You just throw it at each other.
Um. Anyway, uh, yes, there is another place you could visit. And they could probably get you close, but I don't know. Go about it how you will. It would save you some time traveling through the tropics, and you're less likely to contract whatever deadly diseases they have there, but you'll still have some footwork to do, and you'd have to schedule an appointment with the ship to get you back. So,
Yeah, I think our best bet would be to travel through the tropics.
I can give you the proper permits if you would like to get a boat. Just let me know.
As little time as I have to spend on a
Hey.
ship is best. Last time it didn't go so well.
I make a sour look. They pretty much kidnapped us, and now we're their heroes.
I wouldn't go as far as to say hero.
True.
I kill people for money. Heroes don't do that.
You don't kill
Oh.
people anymore.
I
You get your sword cut in half.
by the very by the very person you're talking to.
I just like look at him.
Okay. Lyle, one more question before we go.
Yes.
Guild registry. Where can we find them?
Oh, yes. So there was a meeting today by leaders of many guilds. Except for the armor, he always sends a proxy. He's much too busy to attend those things. At any rate, there was a meeting today. You would want to go visit the castle where Lawlia is. He tends to deal with these things personally. One of the few things that he doesn't mitigate control over.
That's good. We have business with Lawliad as well.
Yeah, we want to talk.
We do.
Yes. Speaking of, were you able to get us a place to stay until we're ready to leave?
Oh yes, of course. If you head just above me, you will find Rosaline Montague. She has a place for you to stay. Just
And
the next
it's
floor
okay
up.
with her?
Oh yeah, she owns property all over the town. She was one of the, along with me, Maybelline. She was one of the founders of the town. She keeps her seat on the council absent. She'd much rather be running about collecting stories, but yeah, she has a place.
You said Rosaline Montague?
Yes.
Is there
Okay.
any place where we can get
You met her.
companion?
She was the one playing downstairs
Yeah.
in your tavern. Yeah.
Is there anywhere where you can get companionship?
In what way? Like a hireling?
In the way that you probably think.
Well, I'm sure he would hire them.
They would be hired.
You're
I don't
looking
think
for a
so.
brothel.
Yeah.
Yes. There are a few brothels in town. Cesspits that I'd love to have destroyed, but they bring in a lot of revenue. Yes, just head towards the Gold Road. You want to be as far north in town as you can. As far north as the Gold Road will take you, on the outskirts of town.
To know the name of any of these wonderful.
Most of them don't have names.
Oh.
Yeah. Uncouth businesses like that get by on reputation.
Well, we have none, so
There's one they call the White Door. I'm there pretty
the
frequently.
White Door.
Hmm.
And you're there a lot?
Yes, I'm there collecting drunkards.
I was gonna say I'm raising the shit out of an eyebrow here.
We get a lot of reports. People go up there. They say they're robbed by the prostitutes. The prostitutes, I have no jurisdiction over them because what they're doing isn't illegal, technically. So basically, we just have to haul people out before more fights break out. But that's one place.
Fight?
You're getting him excited.
That's a possibility.
You
Okay.
feel your slippery pants getting shorter.
Let's go
Yeah,
talk to
they're getting a little tight.
No, that's enough of that. Let's go.
Speaking of company, would you like some? Oh, I'm kidding. I always.
Okay.
I just kind of look at Lyle and shrug my shoulders.
He's a man of the cloth. Okay.
I am well aware I was asking the paladin where the whorehouse is.
It's not him who was talking to.
So
That was entirely my point.
upstairs, Rosalind. Let me know if you need any provisions. You mentioned a carriage. I can have that arranged for you. Just let me know. I would
I don't think we
prefer
need carriage, but horses.
if this operation could get underway within the next week. Is that a
It's-
problem?
No, we're only
No.
here for a week
I
because
look at
We'll leave within the week.
Very good.
Place some
Again-
orders that we would like to collect before we go.
Again, speak with Lawliot. He would let you know everything you need to know about forming a guild. You see him look down at the table and just yank his dagger out and stab it back in. Seems like he's still pissed off. He's muttering under his breath.
In my experience, violence can be cathartic.
What are you supposed to do against the pirate queen, right?
True.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said such things. Be on your way. I have much to think about. I appreciate you coming in.
Alright, I guess we're off to see Lolliot now.
Well, you got to go upstairs first, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess we should talk to Rosaline first.
You can hear a harp being played as you approach the staircase. You make it up top, you see what appears to be just a storage room. A whole bunch of weapons lining the walls. And sitting on a lavender pillow in the middle of the floor is Rosaline, just plucking at the harp.
oh, the pretty lady.
She looks up for a minute and then kind of just looks back at her harp and begins playing and says, Lyle told me you would be coming. You need a place to stay?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
She stands up, grabs her pillow. You can see she's barefoot and wearing a long dress. She walks over, and when she gets close enough, you can see her eyes are like very bloodshot. She says, Yeah, I got a place. Come on. And she just walks towards the stairs.
I say fabulous, and I change my clothing to match hers.
You're no longer wearing the tabard.
No,
Are you wearing a silky white dress as well?
whatever she was wearing.
Oh my god. Okay.
You started this. You gave me the ability. It's your fault.
That ability is purely cosmetic. I would like to see how you abuse it. For real though, I mean, there's a lot of possibility there. Like you said, you just changed your tabard to look like a member of the Grey Guard, so there's potential. She heads down the stairs and outside, and she gets just outside of the walls of the keep, still barefoot. And she says, "Oh, can you give me just a minute?" And like holds up a finger, and she reaches over to her pouch and pulls out a pipe and begins to smoke. She says, "So, what are you guys doing in town anyway?"
You kind of got kidnapped in here.
Looking for dudes.
Cool, cool.
I'm looking for work.
I've been working for a long time. It gets very boring. Isn't it boring? It's tedious. It's work. I'd much rather just drift around the city for a while.
Yeah. I
Where
think
do you-
we have different definitions of work.
Depends on what you're working for.
The weekend mostly.
I wasn't talking to you.
Everybody's working for the weekend. She hits the pipe again, then stashes it away. As she walks by, you can smell a pungent odor, and she begins heading down the street, still talking to the group of you. And she says, well, I've been all over the place. I was a part of Lawliet's group a long time ago. Man, who would have thought seeing a dragonborn roast a wizard in a bar would have landed me here? Yep.
That sounds hot.
She heads you towards the keep, towards the castle. And she pulls out her harp and begins just strumming along. Everyone suddenly feels a little better, like just a little more confident as she plays her tune.
About Maybelline and Lyle.
Oh no. Michelle needs no more confidence.
Yeah. She says, "Yeah, it's been a long journey. Of course, we lost Malleus along the way. Well, kind of. I don't know if that was a bad thing. Am I rambling? I feel like I'm rambling.
No, you're good. Just keep on going. We kind of need to learn a little bit more about what we're dealing with, since we're going to be dealing with the group of you.
So do you guys know about Malleus, right?
I know nothing about Malleus. Please go into one very,
yes.
very detailed response.
He says, "Oh, Malleus, he was this warlock that was a part of our party. He had well, you see, I've got this thing," and she pulls out a sword of pure blinding white light, like everyone just you have to avert your eyes.
That's hotly white.
I'm like
And-
turning around because I've got this dark vision going on thing.
Yeah. And suddenly it transforms into a whip, which she then puts back on her side. She's so I've got this thing, the Kalanon, the Sword of Light, and he had this Sword of Darkness, and we didn't get along. And then a giant knocked him off a mountain, and he died. But he's still around somewhere. I think he's in the sword or something. It's a little confusing, but he's still around. We're waiting for him to show up again.
He knocked him into his sword?
No, a giant knocked him off of a mountain. And then this guy who'd been following him for weeks took his body and dug all of his bones out and was carrying him around in a backpack. And then it turns out Malleus is in the sword. So
in his sword?
Yeah, in Durion, the other sword. So they're trying to bring him back, but I don't think it's a high priority because Malleus was kind of a dick.
It might be a bad thing.
What was the name of the sword?
There you go. Yeah, so I ended up with this sword. I mean, Lyle had it first, but he left it with the city of Corduin to protect it if the Assassin's Guild ever came back. And then when I showed up, the Assassin's Guild was back. So we had to siege the city and, take down Maverick Jacoby and get his ship. And now Maybelline has the ship, but we don't really talk so much anymore.
Were you two friends?
Oh yeah, we were like besties.
So where is this sword?
It's with Sot right now. Lawliet keeps a really close eye on Sot. He's not allowed to leave the castle, but it's basically like a little creepy monster.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, we're here. She
Yes,
turns,
we
and you
are.
are now standing in front of a very large, well-dressed 3-story manor. Says, "You can stay here. I've got a couple other places in town. I just didn't know what to do with all my money."
Huh.
This looks like one hell of a place to do with your money.
I've got a couple of places around. I mean, I don't mind letting friends stay here or there, whatever. I don't know. He said he was going to build a town, and I thought it could be nice to, to have a house for once. We were on the road for like 10 years, so
Were we staying at one of your houses?
yeah, this is
Yes,
one of my
this is one of
places.
her houses.
No. The one we were at earlier.
No, you.
The unicorn?
Yeah, the
Oh,
something unicorn.
that's one of my estates. Yeah.
Oh. And I like quietly whisper to Sirius, "You killed a guy in the back of this lady's place. Like you've got to apologize."
I did what was needed.
You better apologize.
I think you better apologize more.
I
She-
didn't.
I give him a dark glare to tell him to shut up.
She opens the door with a silvered key and hands it to Xan'Tha and says, "Here you go. Just like lock up when you're done. You can leave the key with somebody, probably Lolly. That'd be a good idea." Yeah.
Um,
So we have like free run of this place.
Yes, and no prostitutes.
Yeah, I
Is-
mean, like, just, don't mess it up too bad, or at least clean up after yourself, right? Just don't be,
Is there booze?
yeah. There's
I'm already in the door.
there's a wine cellar downstairs.
Runs downstairs.
Thank you. This is most gracious.
She says, "It's no big deal. Like I said, I've got all kinds of places. I mean, it's kind of cool having all these different houses to decorate and stuff. I'm really not sure what to do anymore. I'm kind of just running around playing music and,
You should rent them out or have an orphanage.
That's sad. I mean, I have a lot of businesses around here that, I helped build, like the Gilded Unicorn. And instantly you're like, oh, that's why it's called that.
Out of curiosity, would you be willing to part with any of these buildings?
I mean, yeah, like, I guess so. Why?
For a price. We are looking to settle.
Okay, you just like looking to buy a house?
Um,
That's kind of the idea.
Cough.
a house or a large property that we may station our new guild out of.
Oh, okay. Well, like, I'm kind of like a property manager around here, for a lot of places. So, are you
Really?
looking for investors?
Um, well, we would actually like to buy it outright, but if we'd have to take that route, we wouldn't be opposed.
No, I mean, like, there's definitely some places, but right now in the city, there's not a whole lot of buildings that aren't occupied. We've been building as we need. So the town's growing north. Um, so if you were going to get something built right now, it'd probably be on the north side of town. Only problem is you'd be pretty close to the brothels.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
I can't imagine
For
it
a
would be.
bit. You can always, New York State.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, just get back with me or talk to Law Leader or something. It's kind of hard to find me these days. I'm just all over the place.
Yeah, we will have to do that. Thank you.
All right, well, just like clean up when you're done. And she just heads off playing her harp.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
make sure that Michelle.
I'm downstairs double fisting.
She's definitely unique.
She's an
She's high on
airhead.
something.
Yeah, she's a pothead and an airhead. Which it's not weed, it's red leaf, which is a totally different, much crazier thing in this world. But
She did
yeah.
give us some really good information.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like IRL, the person who played this character was just very talkative. Like she totally would have just told you anything you ever wanted to know outright. So yeah. Now, Michelle, I would like you to give me a Constitution save.
Oh, hang on. Gotta pull the dice back out. Oh no. Let me bring up my character. I think it's a 4. Yeah, that's a 4. Hang on.
Do you have it?
14.
Okay. You're feeling pretty good. You're flying high right now.
Well, that's what happens when you start double fisting wine bottles from a random lady's cellar.
I'll step to the top of the stairs leading down into the cellar basement
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, we're going to go talk to Lolia. Do you want to come with us, or are you going to stay here?
Now, I do
You
want to make
wanna-
a point to say it's like 8 o'clock right
PM
now.
or AM?
PM.
You want to talk to him now?
Now that he's pissed.
I
Pissed drunk.
think you should grab him and put him to his room. He sounds kind of drunk.
I'm not drunk. As any drunk ever would say.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to the white door. I don't know about you guys.
Am I really going to have to narrate your adventures at this brothel, or can we just say you did it?
It's 100% up to you whether or not I got into a fight as I walked in.
Okay.
I would say that's up to your choice. Given my personality traits.
So, what are we doing? That's what I want to know. I know what you want to do. Xan, Sirris, what do you want to do?
well, you said that it was 8.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should we even give talking to Lolia a try, or should we give him the night to cool off? And
Well, I can tell you the answer to that, but
well, let's just. I suppose let's give him the night.
I think we should plan our week since we have to take.
Great choice. Walks out the door.
he gone. In that case, what are you guys doing? You just gonna call it a night?
I will probably just head out into the yard and train for a bit, I guess. There's really nothing else to do.
Not wrong. I mean, the house is very well decorated, by the way. Since I'm a Xan, are you staying? Are you?
I'm gonna stay and see if I can't figure out if there's any enchantments on this armor or anything.
That's gonna be tough, since you can't identify it.
All I know it is moon elf armor, and I'm 200 years old.
You could let Sirris beat you up.
I
Just
mean,
see what happens. That sounds sexual.
I mean, you do know. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say that I am somewhat magical. I may be able to help you, but I don't know the whole story behind the armor.
You can detect magic, but you can't identify, so you would know if it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
We can probably go see our magician friend after we see the king.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run to the restroom, and yeah, we'll continue. If you guys want to figure out what you're gonna do in the meantime.
I know what I'm gonna do.
We can probably spar, but I'm gonna take my armor off. I'm gonna put some other clothes on. That way I'm not ruining the armor or something weird happens.
Okay, I was going to say I didn't know it was going to be that kind of match.
I just don't want something happening to it, and then like one of us gets hurt, or it's a one-off. Is something wrong?
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess we can spar for a bit. Show you a thing or two about using a sword.
Yeah, I could probably use you.
I just realized I went into a brothel wearing a dress.
Oh, good.
So, Sean, my wife just asked me if anything was wrong while I was going to the bathroom, and I had to answer. I realized I just ran into a bar wearing a dress, or brothel wearing a dress.
I'm sure they've seen it before.
Guess we'll find out. That's what I get for making spur of the moment decision. Oh, the DM is back.
The DM is back.
So I run into the white door wearing a dress. I
Oh,
never changed my outfit.
okay. That's fine.
I think that's a firm signal that you're the bottom.
I really don't want to narrate your adventure there, to be frank with you.
That's
So
what.
we'll just say you had a good time and it cost you some money.
How much money?
20 gold.
Ow. No, really, ow. The stairs hurt on the way down.
So me and Cyrus have decided we're gonna spar. I'm gonna switch out my armor for my I think I got common clothes.
Okay. Sure.
20 gold, that's a good hook.
I don't want to figure out, what's on this armor and it being something important or something.
Okay, sure. Okay, interesting. I was just looking at something real quick. So you spar through the night. Michel has his fun and comes back smelling like ass.
I sparred through the night as well.
Okay, everyone got a little sword play. And you all have your own rooms in this place. It's all very well decorated. There's lots of random little knickknacks and things that probably have a lot of value. It seems kind of weird that she didn't care just to let you stay here when she has an actual sterling silverware set framed on the wall in the kitchen, but at any rate, make it through the night. You find there actually is food stored, some dried meats, cheese, breads, things like that. Lots of fresh fruit. So you can get a little snack in and have a rest. Come the next morning, you awaken to a knock on the door.
I guess I'll answer it. If I have to. Usually I wouldn't, but
I made my way back. Question mark.
You made your way back somehow.
Is there?
You are not waking up though. The knocking's going on, but it does not wake you up. You are out.
Okay.
okay, I'll answer the door, see what's going on.
You answer the door. You see Rosaline standing there. She has a basket in her right hand. She says, "Breakfast?"
Thank you.
She makes her way into the house and heads towards the kitchen.
Okay.
And she begins cooking.
I'll close the door behind her and, I guess, help her cook.
So she's frying up some lean flank steaks and
Does
eggs.
the smell of food wake me up?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Eggs and fried potatoes and white gravy and just this monster breakfast. Like she's just cooking up a storm.
What the hell smells so amazing down here?
And
Our host is cooking.
come downstairs as she's sprinkling
heard
some
me.
seasonings over the
You
steak.
heard me storm the whole way.
I give him this like really dreary look as I'm drinking a cup of milk, and I'm like, "She's cooking."
I sit down quietly next to her.
She points a fork at you, Michelle, and says, "Let me guess, medium, no rare? How do you want this?"
I like my meat pink in the middle.
Okay. She goes back to cooking and serves you guys breakfast, and then sits down and begins to eat it with the previously mentioned sterling silverware set. And she's just like scarfing down eggs. She looks at him, like, "So, what did you guys get into last night?"
Me and Cyrus just sparred.
Yeah, she's got a few new bruises.
I have a few new bruises.
He sparred with others.
Swords.
Yeah.
What they said.
Okay, cool. I thought you guys were going to see Lolliot today, so yeah, I figured I'd go too. It's been 2 weeks since I've been back there. I'm pretty sure he's looking for me
Why would he be looking for you?
because I'm supposed to be there like every day.
Is everything okay?
I don't actually have this person's name written down, so who's wrong to us?
Who is she to you? To you, she is a renowned bard.
Oh, okay, it's the lady that gave us the place. Got
Yeah.
It was mentioned that she's supposed to be on the council there, helping take care of this whole kingdom, but she don't really want to, so she's just kind of doing her own thing. But anyway, she's eating and she's like, "Yeah, I guess I should go visit. I'm supposed to be there like a lot since I own all this property. I'm supposed to like check up on it and stuff, and go collect and things. But I mean, if I'm getting all this money to go collect, like from collecting the money, why don't I just pay somebody to do that, right? So that's pretty much what I do.
Because I
you
think
pay
he wants
people
a
to
bigger
collect your taxes?
Yeah, I mean, everybody else has tax collectors. What's the problem?
So,
That's fair.
Lolliot
And
put
I'd
you
go
in
back to
charge of the
stuffing my
tax
face.
collection?
Just over my own businesses. I'm like I said, I'm like a property manager. I just basically I make the town look good is my job, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to follow.
I think he wants some of your taxes. I don't think he wants to negotiate.
Oh, and it looks good. I stuffed my face.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to meet up with like masons and stuff and make sure everything matches the town aesthetic. I'm trying to increase tourism because tourism brings in more trade and then we make more money and it's this whole big thing. I mean, I know we have to do it. It's just boring.
Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
Doesn't death deter tourism? And I say that loud enough for her.
She's like, "Yeah, I know. It's a problem." And the worst part is all the people are fighting over the cathedral that's being built right now. Like it's not even finished and they're trying to fight over which god it's supposed to follow. So I don't know. She finishes her plate. She's like, "So we gonna go see Lolliot?"
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Hey, Cyrus, do we want to bring in that one dude that also wants to see him?
Well, we never told him that we would meet Lolliot with him.
I don't
We'll just
fucking trust
inform
that guy.
Lolliot.
I
And then
figured
I'm
I'd
sure
bring him up.
Who?
I'm sure if
Uh,
anything comes of it, he'll be in contact with us.
There's some weird dude that followed us for a long time, and I'm explaining this to Rosalind.
Okay.
That wants to see and hang out and plead his case to Lolliot, but I just kind of wanted to punch him in the throat the entire time he was.
Oh. Okay. Well, Lolliot meets with a lot of people, so I don't know. He could always just show up at one of the town hearings and talk to him if he really wanted to.
It was something about being secretive all the time. I wasn't really paying attention. I was contemplating killing.
You contemplate killing everybody.
I do not, as I contemplate killing Xan'Tha.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can just go see Lolliot and let him know.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the dude? Or about what?
Well, yeah, about that guy wanting to meet with him. Maybe even the fact that you don't trust him. So, I think I'm going to call it there. Yeah, and I'm going to put a little note here. There. So I know where we left off. Yeah, it's one. I should probably call it. I mean, now that the group size has slimmed down quite a bit,
And we'll
we
be
could,
playing every week, I guess.
yeah, or with such a small group, we could probably even adjust schedules and make it fit a little better. But anyway, yeah, I think that's where I'll call it tonight. Hasn't been an entirely productive game, but there has been some more points of interest, I believe. And
Yeah, we have a limited time to play, and that's the only bad thing.
I know. Hell, if it weren't for everyone's crazy work schedules, maybe we could meet more often or sooner or something. But it's just a matter of making that. Come again?
What? Sober up. Got it.
What was it? You're the drunk one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to DM sometime, that's cool with me.
No. I do not know that rule book upside down and backwards before I would ever do that.
Being a DM is having the illusion that you